Project Gundam is so close to getting tuned. We just need to do the final touches. What I need to do right now, I actually just came from the junkyard. I'm removing this hard line here, and the reason I'm doing that is because, as you can see here, this one is completely rounded out. This is from the previous owner not using the right wrenches, and this literally does not do anything. So we're just gonna replace the whole hard line. I got it from the junkyard for $2. Here we have it here. And now that I have the right tool, I can simply take it out like so. Super easy. There's nothing difficult about this. It's loose. So now I can simply loosen the whole thing and we're good to go. I'm not gonna lie, this was very difficult to kind of finagle in, but she's in. She's a little crooked, but we're gonna kind of straighten it ourselves. What we need to do is get rid of the soft line, which is this one back here. And it's already loose. So we can install the brand new one, which is going to be the stainless steel one right here. It's not going to be crazy long like this one. Is going to be just the right size. So honestly, that's the only reason I'm doing it. Oh. All right, this side looks good. Let me do the other side. Pump it 10 more times. So Gundam has the front coilovers on, brand new brake lines, and we're going to drop it for the first time. These are stock height. I didn't mess with the height. I'm running the K-Tune coilovers. This, I have no idea how it's gonna look, so I'm just gonna drop it, and I don't know, man. Hopefully she looks good. So I'm gonna get everything out of the way, drop it, and look at the front look of this vehicle with brand new coilovers. I think she's good, man. What do you guys think? Look at this thing. It looks like a full-on car. Well, broskies, as much as I would love to keep looking at how beautiful the Civic is coming out, we're gonna go put the ND in storage because my neighbors, they're mad that I have too many cars. Legally, they can't do anything, so it's kind of dumb that they have a problem with it, but I'm just gonna be the better person and put this thing in storage. I don't drive it anyways. We're gonna be driving the MR2, and then this thing will be done. We'll be driving that as well. So we're gonna head out to the storage unit and drop off the ND, unfortunately. Well, guys, we're dropping off the ND. As you can see back here, she's in storage. We're gonna leave her here for a while, maybe 3 months. I paid for 3 months already. We're just gonna leave it here, and it's sad. Beautiful car, but we're turning it in, so time to head home. This thing is staying here for a while. Hopefully the sun doesn't damage the clear coat too much, but yeah, we'll see the ND later. It looks like we're having a hurricane, but we are done. Let me show you the back. The rear is about 2 fingers, just about 2 fingers. The fronts are about 1.5 fingers, about 1.5 fingers, and about 1.5 fingers this way, and about 2 fingers in the rear as well. And by the way, I decided to leave somewhat of a gap because we're gonna put weight on it anyways when we're going across the country. We're gonna have suitcase and all sorts of things on it, but this thing looks pretty freaking rad. I still have to lift this one a tiny bit, but all the other 3 sides are perfect. I'm gonna jack up this one, lift it a tiny bit more, and we should be good to go. Well, broskies, today's mission is to pretty much get the Civic ready for the tuner. We need to do a couple little small things, and we're just gonna go around and show you exactly everything that needs to be done. First, I need to trim this alternator cable. Is way too long. I could leave it like that, but it just bothers me like crazy, so we're gonna trim that down. Secondly, we need to hook up the power and the ground to the fan. We have the actual power wire here. It's gonna run off the K-Pro, and then the ground, I'm just gonna put it right there as well. Let's see, what else? We have our old tubes, and we have the wideband already perfect. We even strapped the battery down perfectly. Oh yes, we need to install, so let me show you what's in this box. This comes from NRG Tech, very expensive. I don't think it's worth the money, and this company probably knows that, so they charge a premium for this. This little bracket right here was over $80. No way, man. This is like a $30 product at the best. Crazy, but they're the only ones that make it, so aftermarket companies, you should probably start making these. So NRG Tech, yeah, I'm not too happy for paying $80-some for that, but that's the only place that has it. And this is actually a steering rack bracket. the manual ones are very difficult to find. This car is manual, but it used to be power steering. I don't have a bracket for it. Now I do, so we're going to install the bracket. That way we can get it aligned. I got it loose. Holy cow, this thing was stuck on. It's not even funny, but she's loose. And she's out. Woo! Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I actually went to the junkyard because for some reason the harness on Gundam, or my Project K-Swap Civic, does not have any plugs for the fans. We need to connect the fans to the K-Pro. This thing does run, and she runs pretty minty. You know what? Let me show you. I haven't showed anybody on YouTube, but this thing does run pretty minty and with no tries. So look, here we have the key. So let's put that in there. Shake it a little bit. Make sure it's a neutral. We don't want this thing flying. Yeah, boy. She runs. She runs. Fuel pressure, look. In the 50s. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look what I just caught. So if you can see there, this right here. So I just caught it right now. We see the water moving. My heater core is bad. Yep, look at this. My heater core is bad. So we're going to have to get rid of that as well. Maybe no heater then in this vehicle. That'll make it easier for me. What I'm going to do then, since it's leaking through the back of there, for whatever reason, we're just going to loop the lines. We're going to cut it here and just loop it here. That'll solve that issue. But today's mission is to pretty much get the fans running, bleeding the coolant, and so on. So we do have a new harness here. This harness actually does have the plugs for the fans. For some reason this harness doesn't. We even cut an extra one, so this plug right here is for the fans and the harness, because we're gonna run it through the K-Pro. We also have a temperature sensor, so you need the sensor in order for your gauge to read, and you're going to be using the stock D series one. So we have that. We have the temperature switch. We don't need it with the K-Pro, but I'm going to be running it anyways, just for safer precautions or whatever. And that's it, man. So once we hook these two up, this thing should run. Well, boys, she is complete. Super easy install. My mission is to do one thing every single day, because if I don't, I eventually won't get anything done. So my mission is do one thing every day. My mission for today was going to the junkyard, and secondly, hooking up my temperature gauge, because I don't feel comfortable running this thing. Who knows if it gets hot? Who knows if it starts overheating? Oh, that's actually kind of hot. But we do have our temperature gauge working. As you can see, we have the temperature sensor. We crimped it to the hybrid racing conversion harness, which is this one. I don't like the fact that it's so long. I'm gonna have to like kind of zip tie it somewhere where it's not too close. But honestly, I'm a little afraid about these wires here. They're so close and it's so hot, but she works. So let me show you. I'm not gonna turn it on. I don't want to make neighbors mad, but I did warm it up a little bit. And if you look up here, the gauge actually moves and it's showing how hot it is. So it's almost at operating temperature. I don't want to run it. It's too freaking hot. But we're done with the first part. Next, which I'll do it tomorrow, but you guys are going to see it in this video. The next thing we need to do is install our harness. Time to do mission number 2. I didn't record this last night, but I did remove the old harness, the one that doesn't have the plugs for the radiator fans. We have the one from the junkyard here. I was gonna clean it up, but I decided not to. I'll clean it up with electrical tape once it's inside of the actual vehicle. Or what is this? Oh, we have regular bulb there, but we're just gonna install it. I'm not gonna show this process. It should be self-explanatory. You literally just plug everything together. Quick little update. As you can see, the harness is on. So we do have the harness, so no worries there. And I also crimped the stock fan connector to the aftermarket fan. As you can see here, it's kind of long, but that's fine. These are kind of, I cut them too short, unfortunately, as you can see here. So we're going to have to extend those as well. But I mean, she's looking pretty good. Honestly, I regret not extending this one more. I should have extended it to the point where I could just plug it there. Well, boys, we have good news, we have bad news, and we have a lot of bad news. First couple bad news is the fact that the radiator is actually bad. It's leaking. So I ordered one. We're gonna wait for that. Another one is when this thing gets hot, the idle starts surging like crazy. On TikTok, everybody told me it might be because the system's full of air. So we're gonna wait for a new radiator. We're gonna put it in. We're gonna bleed it properly. This bolt and hose method here is not working. It's still leaking. So we're just gonna delete this whole coolant pipe right here for the heater core and the block off plates over here. I've had it for a while, but I wanted to keep the heater. Now since that's leaking and my heater core is bad, we might as well just block it off. So that's what we're gonna do as well. And I don't think my thermostat is opening because the bottom of the radiator is actually very cold. The top is very hot, so we know this is hot, this is not. So we're gonna have to figure that out as well. But I think what I'm gonna do right now is actually delete the heater pipe, which is this one right here. We're gonna delete it off with the block off because we're still waiting on a lot of things. And after we block it off and clean it off and make it look a little bit better, then we'll go on from there. But we definitely have to fix all these leaks with this car. We need to get the radiator out because we're gonna replace it. And then after we bleed it again, we'll have to fix the idle because there's definitely something wrong here. This is why I never throw anything away. We actually have still the plug for the K-tune adapter. So as you can see, this is the one that will allow the adapter that will allow you to run a heater core. So we're gonna completely get rid of that and replace it with the plug that they provide. So the plug simply goes in like so, and it already has an O-ring. So that's the cool thing. If you want to delete it, you can with this kit. I think I'm gonna need the Allen wrench for sure. So let me get the Allen wrench and then I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, there we go. We officially deleted the heater core. Now we just need to pull this pipe off, which is kind of hard, but hopefully we can get it out. To install this is actually pretty easy. It's literally just a bung. The bung is gonna go in the hole where the heater pipe used to go. And then we have a little bracket that just pretty much holds everything in place. And I'll show you how that looks after I install it. But it doesn't seem too difficult. You squeeze this in, you put the bracket on top, and she's secured, and we're good to go. And honestly, it made the engine bay look hundreds times better. It looks so much better, so much cleaner. We got rid of that ugly pipe over there, and now it should be a little bit more reliable as well. Super easy install. Let me show you. As you can see, she is done. You're going to be using the first bolt on the thermostat housing that is going to hold the bracket. The bracket is used to hold the actual plug into the thermostat housing, as you can see there. And we officially deleted the whole pipe there, and she looks good, man. So we blocked off the one from the K-tune bracket here. We got rid of the whole pipe there. So honestly, she looks really, really clean. So I'm kind of happy I did that. So yeah, man, she's getting there. She's moving along. Well, broskies, I think I'm going to end the video here. We actually did so much on the Civic. This thing is practically done. We just need to bleed the system, run it a little bit because I've never ran this vehicle. And this thing should be ready to tune, man. I'm hoping I just get into 200 range with this thing. That'll make me happy. But we finished a lot. This thing is looking good. Next video, we're going to bleed it and see if that's all we need. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like it up, and we will see you next time.